So today we are doing our usual round of 10 different exercises for a minute and a half, followed by a rest, and then another round of the same exercises with just 1 minute on the clock instead of a minute and a half. Today we are using some weights. So if you don't have any weights at home, grab yourself a couple of cans of food, a couple of drink bottles, anything that you can hold on to that just gives you a little bit of weight. So it doesn't have to be heavy. These are just 1 kilo and that will be perfectly sufficient. I'm going to show you, that light weights will give you just a good workout as using some big heavy weights. So don't feel like you have to have really big heavy weights by any means. So 1/2 kilo to 1 kilo is ideal. If you've got 1.5 kilos at home, that's fine, but you might find that you need to stop and rest a little bit more often, just because going and doing the same exercise for a minute and a half with a 1.5 kilo weight will get you feeling quite tired. So not that that's a bad thing, but we don't want to fatigue you so much that you risk an injury. Sorry, can't talk today. So anyway, I hope that you've got something around at home that you can use. Go and grab it now if you can. Obviously the other thing we have is our chair. So grab yourself a chair, something that you can use for some weights, and we will get started. So we don't need them for the first exercise, but we'll need them for quite a few of the exercises today. All right, so let's get going. Weights down there. All right, so first exercise today is just going to act as a little bit of a warm-up just to get us moving. So I shall start my timer, and all we're going to do is touch our foot out to the side and back into the centre. So you can take it at your own pace. Let's scoot back so you can see my feet. So just nice and slowly to start off with, and then if you want to, you can pick up that pace a little bit. If you're feeling really particularly keen today, then you can add a tiny little bounce in through the middle. So it's just to serve to warm up the legs. You can add some arm movements in as well, so just sort of forward and back, whatever you want to do, doesn't really matter. It's just to try and get our body feeling a little bit warm. And in a couple of seconds, we're going to change this up a little bit and we're going to step backwards. So that's stepping back, 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 like so. So you're keeping your weight over that supporting leg and just gently tapping back onto the toes. So you can we'll keep going sideways, actually, otherwise I'm going to kick that chair. So body stays up nice and straight, and again, you can just take it at your own pace. So if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Otherwise, try and work to just maybe at that little tiny bounce in, just to get that heart rate up a little bit more. Keep those legs moving. So you can add in those arm movements, whatever you want to do. And there we go. All right, grab those weights for me. And what we're going to do is a two-part movement. So we're going to have our palms facing behind us. We're going to bring our hands up towards our shoulders. Then we're going to push our hands up towards the ceiling, back to our shoulders and down. Now, if for any reason your shoulders don't allow you to go up overhead, then just stick with the bicep curl part of it. Otherwise, bicep curl, shoulder press, back to your shoulders, back to the ground. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I want you to just take these at your own pace. So remember, we're doing this for a minute and a half. So if you are going flat out, you're going to get tired pretty quickly. So just take them at a pace that's nice and comfortable, that you can keep up, hopefully, for that whole minute and a half. I'd rather you try and aim to pace yourself and keep moving for the whole minute and a half, rather than have you just stop and start. So just try and keep it at a relatively comfortable pace. Now, when we're pushing our hands up over our head, we're not letting our shoulders come up, keeping those shoulders relaxed the whole time. So it's a controlled movement. We're not swinging our arms to get them, we're not sort of taking them back and giving them a good swing. We're just keeping a nice controlled movement. Now, if you are finding that, whatever you're holding is a little bit uncomfortable, you can always do the movement without the weights as well. All right, we're going to move on to our sit to stand. So pop your weights to the side, and we're going to do our sit to stand. So that looks like standing up tall and straight, hips go back, sitting on your chair, push through your heels, standing back up. So push back and standing up. So when we're standing up, we're really trying to think about putting our weight through our heels. The more we do that, the more it's going to switch the muscles on in our bottom, which is good for our balance, good for our stability, and good for our overall lower body strength. If that's feeling pretty easy, hover above the chair, stand back up. Just hover and stand back up. So you don't have to actually transfer that weight down through the chair. Just hover above and come back up. So using your arms to take them out in front can help to counterbalance your weight and help you to keep your head and your chest up. It's really tempting to do this kind of stuff, but we want head and chest up as we're squatting back. So remember, initiate the movement with your hips. Your knees will bend, but we want the movement to come from your hips. So really push those hips back. Big, strong push through those heels. Push back and up. I reckon we'll nearly be there. Yep, 10 seconds to go. And then we're going to go back into another weights exercise. Push back and up. And I reckon that should be us done. Okay, grab your weights again for me. We're going to do a side raise. So you've got a couple of different options here. We're going to bend our elbows so that you've got about a 90-degree angle at your elbow. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side and back in. To the side, that looks like that. So the angle at your elbow does not change. You're just going out and up. Out and up. Now, if that's feeling pretty easy, you can straighten your arms a little bit. So go to about 130 degrees, out and up. And if that's really quite easy, then you can go to straight arms, up and down. The main thing to watch with this one is that you're not hitching your shoulders. So you shouldn't feel like you have to go like this to be able to get your arms up. You've got to keep those shoulders relaxed and lift and lower. Lift and lower. So remember, you've got arms fully bent, partially bent, or arms straight. So you can play around with those three positions. Not everyone's going to be able to get their hands up in line with their shoulders either. That's okay. Just take them to the height that's comfortable for you. So again, just come back to that bent elbow position if you're feeling a little bit tired. Otherwise, straighten them out a little bit. So really concentrate on relaxing through these muscles up in your neck and making sure that you're doing everything nice and slow and controlled. All right, next one, seated knee extension. So what that looks like is sitting down in your chair. I'm going to come forward a little bit so that my back of my legs are not supported by the chair. And we're going to straighten our leg and bend. Straighten and bend. Now, if you can, don't rest your foot down on the floor between each repetition. And what I want you to really think about is squeezing the muscles in that thigh. So you squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. Now, if you have any ankle weights at home, this is a really good one to just pop an ankle weight around to add that little bit of extra resistance. But otherwise, doing it without is fine. Now, change legs for me. So straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. By not resting your foot down in between each one, it just keeps that tension in the muscle, which means it's going to work a little bit harder, which is a good thing. So straighten and bend. If you find straightening your knee is quite painful for whatever reason, then just go to whatever range feels comfortable for you. You don't have to fully straighten your knee for it to be beneficial. So about 10 seconds to go. Straighten, bend, straighten, and then we're going to go back into our weights. There we go. All right. So this one is called a front raise. So we're going to, again, relax those shoulders. Now, keeping your arms a little bit bent, we're going to take that weight up in front of us and back down. So in front and down. So again, that easier version is having a little bit of a bend in your arms. If you want to make it a bit harder, straight arms. Lift and lower. Now, you don't need to lift any higher than shoulder height. But for you, it might be here, that's fine. But try not to go above your shoulders. And again, slow, controlled movements. So it's not a race to sort of swing your body around. It's keeping everything nice and still, and it's sort of just a gentle lift and a slow lower. So when you are bringing the weights back down, your arms are going to be feeling a bit heavy, and they're going to want to drop, but I want you to control that movement coming back down as well. And think about pulling your shoulder blades back. Think about standing really tall, and think about slow, controlled movements. So again, watch the position of those shoulders. If you feel like you're hunching to lift your weights up, relax, even drop the weights entirely, and just do the movement without any weights. That is fine. So you don't need, when you're doing this many repetitions, you really don't need to have heavy weights. You'll get a pretty good workout just with the lighter weights. So that's why it's fine to use whatever you've got lying around home. Excellent. All right. Hold onto your chair if you need to. Just move mine around so that the back of the chair. Lean forward a little bit, just so that you're protecting your back, keeping your back straight. I'm going to take the leg behind us and in. Behind and in. So again, thinking about squeezing those muscles in your bottom. Keep your hips facing towards the chair so you're not rotating. So hips are square towards the chair, and that leg goes back and in. And squeezing the muscles in our bottom. The more you think about squeezing them, the better they're going to work. The better they work, the stronger they get. All right, and change legs for me. So come straight back and in. Just make sure that as you take the leg back, that you're not twisting through your hips. Keep your hips facing towards the back of the chair. So it means a smaller range of motion, but it's targeting the muscles that we want. So that's fine, that's a good thing. Smaller range of motion, but targeting the muscles correctly is much better than trying to get these really big range of motions, but you're not actually really using the right muscles that we're trying to get. So squeeze those muscles in your bottom. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, you should be familiar with this one if you've joined us before. So we're going to take our arms out in front. Again, relax those shoulders, and we're going to pull our shoulder blades back. So we're bringing our hands back towards our armpits, squeezing our shoulder blades, relaxing. So squeeze, relax. If you wish, you can hold your weights in your hands. Not necessary by any means. I find that you'll probably fatigue a little bit more quickly, and then your technique will disappear out the window. So as much as you can, try and keep those shoulders relaxed. If you want to challenge it a little bit more, bring the hands back, squeeze, hands up, hands down, relax. So you squeeze, keep squeezing as you take the hands up, keep squeezing as you lower them, and relax. So squeeze, 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 relax. This is a great one if you do a lot of activities that involve you leaning forward, because these muscles here get really tight. Muscles in your back get quite weak. So this is a great way to not only stretch the muscles in the front, but strengthen the muscles in your back. So great for just relieving any posture-related aches and pains. So squeeze, keep that squeeze, squeeze, relax. And I reckon we must nearly be at the end of this one. And maybe. Yeah, and done. Well done. All right, holding on to the back of your chair again if you need to. We're going to do a little bit of a balance exercise. So we're going to put all of our weight through one leg. We're going to bring that knee up and slowly lower. So from the side, we're bringing the knee up and just ever so lightly touching the foot on the ground. We're not trying to put the whole weight down through that foot. Now, if you bring your knee and your foot in closer to your body, that's going to be a little bit easier. If you take your leg and foot away from your body, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. So pick what feels right for you, and if you can do it without holding on, that's a great effort. All right, change legs for me. So get that weight supported, hips nice and level, lifting up and lowering. So this exercise, particularly if you're taking your leg out in front a little bit, is not only working on your balance, it's working on the muscles in your abdomen. It's also working on those muscles in your thigh and the muscles in your bottom as well. So a really good all-round balance strength exercise. That's great for our posture, great for reducing the risk of falls. Nice functional style exercise. So we've got another 10 seconds to go. Oops, make sure you hold on if you need to, even if it's just a fingertip, just to make you feel a little bit more balanced and a little bit more comfortable. Alright, and we're done there. Now last one, and this is just to get that heart rate back up again, is our running man. So this is one you're probably familiar with as well. So leaning forward a little bit and just getting those elbows bending. So this is a lot faster than what we've been doing our other strength exercises. But again, this is designed to get our heart rate and our breathing rate back up again. Because today is quite strength-based focus, so you'll find that you start to get a little bit warmer, that your temperature goes up, but you won't necessarily see that change in your breathing rate. So this is just a quick little one to finish off, to try and get that breathing rate up. So you've got a little bit of that cardiovascular work coming into it as well. If you need to swap your legs around the other way, that's fine, please do. Do whatever is comfortable. You can of course do this sitting down as well if you would prefer. So just trying to keep moving as much as you can, making sure we're not swinging through the shoulders, we are just bending and straightening at the elbow and alternating those arms, just like we're running down a racetrack. And we are nearly there. About 10 seconds to go. So keep that pace up if you can. If you can go a little bit faster, even better. But just make sure that you're not starting to swing if you do get a little bit faster. And there we go. Have a rest. Okay. So grab yourselves a drink because that is our first round of 10 done. So I will stop my timer. Excellent. So yeah, grab yourselves a drink, have a rest. If you felt that maybe the weights were a little bit too heavy for you, see if you can find something a little bit lighter. If they were a little bit easy, go and see if you can find something a little bit heavier. And yeah, then we're going to do the next round of just 1 minute instead of a minute and a half. So see what you can find. But yeah, as I said, today is really about that strength based exercises. So it's really about challenging our muscles and our strength, not so much our heart rate. So if you're looking for something that's going to get your heart rate up a little bit more, check out the Body Connect Exercise Physiology website, which is bodyconnecttaz.com.au, and there's a whole heap of videos on there that's available for you to watch, and there's a few in there that are sort of a bit more cardio based. So if you feel like doing a little bit of a longer session, following that up with the cardio session is certainly going to be beneficial. So just see how you're feeling. Anyway, so we will get stuck into our second round of exercises, and we'll go through them all again, but just for the minute this time. So let's get going. Okay, so our first one was our side tap. So keeping our weight centered and tapping out to the side, backwards, so you can see my feet. And again, if you want to add that tiny little bounce in, then please do. Only do so if that feels safe and comfortable for your knees, your hips, pelvic floor, your ankles, your feet. So just, yeah, do what feels right for you. And then we're going to change it to tapping behind. So you don't need to change direction, but just tapping back instead of out to the side. So again, just getting those legs feeling a little bit more limber. And then we're going to go into our bicep curl to shoulder press. And 3, 2, and done. All right, grab your weights for me. And we're going to have palms facing backwards, hands up to shoulders, to ceiling, to shoulders, to floor. So this is a really good one in terms of practicing having our arms over our heads with a little bit of weight. So great for, things like hanging out the washing, putting things away in cupboards above our head, the things that we might sometimes avoid for whatever reason, but by practicing having that range of motion over your head and with a little bit of weight, it's going to build up your strength and your ability to do things like those daily tasks such as hanging and washing out and all those sorts of things. So I know that, not everyone's shoulders will allow them to go so far over their head, and that's okay. As I said, just do what you can. And making sure you keep those shoulders relaxed. Finishing off there. All right, moving on to our sit to stand. This way this time. So up nice and straight, push your hips back, sit down, push through your heels, stand up. Now, if that's feeling okay, we're going to move to our hover. So hovering above and up, above and up. That's the way. So making sure you're keeping that weight through your heels. So when you're pushing up, so this phase here, it's really pushing down through your heels. If you have a little bit of an experiment, if you just think, as you push back up, think about pushing through your toes, you'll probably feel a little bit more happening in the front of your legs. You might even feel like a little bit uncomfortable in your knees. If you push through your heels, you should feel the muscles in the back of your legs working, maybe even the muscles in your bottom, and that's a good thing. All right, side raises. So grab hold of your weights, elbows bent to start off with, relax those shoulders. Here's my pussycat. Coming to say hello. So out to the side and back in, and then just gently straightening out those arms if you want that little bit of an extra challenge, possibly even going all the way to straight. When I say straight, I don't mean locked out joints as well. You don't need to have them really stiff, still just have a relaxed elbow. And keeping our shoulders and those muscles at the bottom of our neck really nice and relaxed. Shoulders down. And slow, controlled. If you need to stop, have a break, your arms a little wiggle and start again, that's fine. Just make sure that your posture stays nice and consistent throughout and that you're not hunching those shoulders. Excellent. All right, our seated knee extensions. So that was the one where we sat forward in our chair a little bit so that the weight's not supported by the chair, and a straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. And if possible, don't put your foot down on the floor. This is Giddy. He isn't shy, likes to get involved. And straighten and bend. And we're going to switch legs there. So straighten the other one and bend. So remember, try to keep that foot elevated off the ground if you can. If you're doing this one again at a later date and you've got some ankle weights, feel free to pop those on as well. So straighten and bend. Really think about squeezing those muscles in your thigh. Squeeze, relax. And done there. All right, back to our front raises. So grab those weights again, relax your shoulders, and with a little bit of a bend in your elbows, I'm going to take the weights out in front of our head and back down. So just up in line with our shoulders. So lift, lower. The straighter your arms, the harder it's going to be. So just pick what feels comfortable for you, making sure that you're not hitching your shoulders to lift. We are keeping them relaxed. So you should always have a nice space between your ear and your shoulder. If you can, touch your ear to your shoulder, you know that you're hitching up at those shoulders, which is going to put lots of tension up through the muscles in your neck, which is not what we want. We want them to be relaxed. So as much as you can, try and keep those shoulder blades in the back, in your back, nice and pulled down and relaxed. There we go. All right, hold on to the back of your chair for me. We are going to lean forward slightly and take our leg back and in. So Squeeze the muscles in your bottom, relax. Squeeze, relax. Try not to extend through your back either, so you don't want to arch your back as you go and you take your leg behind you. Just squeeze, relax, keeping that back nice and relaxed. And swap legs for me, making sure your hips stay pointing towards the chair. We're not rotating through our pelvis at all. And squeeze, relax. Squeeze and relax. As I said before, the more you think about that muscle, the more you actively engage it, the better. So squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. And we've got 5 seconds to go. It's away and done. Okay, shoulder squeezes. So hands out in front, bring them back to your armpits, squeeze those shoulder blades together, relax. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, relax. If you want to add an extra bit in, squeeze, hands up, keep squeezing, relax. Squeeze, keep squeezing, relax. Again, watch that position on your bottom of your neck, top of your shoulder there, that it doesn't start to hitch up. Squeeze, squeeze, relax. Squeeze, 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 relax. We've got time for 1, maybe 2 more. Excellent, keep those shoulders relaxed. 3 more maybe. Good to see I can count. And 4 more. Okay, I had no idea. There we go. And relax, give those arms a shake. All right, use your chair for balance if you need to, and we're going to do those high knees. So weight through one leg, lifting up, and either really gently tapping that toe on the ground or just hovering it just above. So again, the closer your knee comes in towards your body, easier it's going to be. Taking that knee a little bit further out, going to make it a little bit harder. All right, change legs. So keep those hips nice and stable. Make sure the leg that you're standing on isn't locked out straight. You want to just have a little bend in it. That will actually make it easier for you to balance than having a really straight, rigid knee. That's the way. So challenging yourself by not holding on if you can, but knowing that that chair or bench is always there if you need it. 5 seconds to go. So thinking about pulling your belly button in towards your spine, standing up tall and straight. Okay, last exercise is our running man. So grab your weights again for me. Slight bend forward at the hips and just bending and straightening those elbows. So I want you to really try and get a bit of a pace going, get that heart rate up again, get that breathing rate up again, get those muscles in our arms working. It's also working those muscles in your tummy as well. Because of the way that you're leaning forward a little bit, you're challenging that center of gravity. So just keep moving those arms, making sure that you're not swinging through your shoulders. And got about 15 seconds to go, and then you are done. You've done your workout for the day, which is awesome. So keep going. About another 10 I'm reckoning. 8, 7, 6. Keep that pace up. 4, 3, 2, and done. Well done, everyone. So yeah, didn't involve getting that heart rate up as much today, but yeah, focusing on those strength exercises. So yeah, trying to give you a few different options that you can do at home. Don't forget that all of the videos are available on the Body Connect website. So that's bodyconnecttaz.com.au. And they're also available on the Facebook page as well.